Hey guys, Rachel from RK Ribbon Designs. We're going to be making a ball pick spray today with fabric, and this is what I'm not doing it as much with the one I'm going to show you. I'm just going to kind of show you the basics, put them together, but you could add on, as many as you want. It's up to you. So what we're going to be using is this is a 2.5 inch styrofoam ball, and then this is an inch styrofoam ball. You can get them in different variety sizes. I'll try to post the link in the description, because there's a pack that I get from Amazon where it comes with like some 2.5 inch, some 1.7, some 1 inch, and I like to have a variety of them. I just didn't have it, only had the 2 right now, and then it really makes it a lot of fun too. So for the 2.5 inch ball, you're going to want your square to be about 6 by 6. Now I'm using a stretchy material, so this is a velvet, and it's a 4-way stretch velvet, so it stretches all ways. So if you can use a stretchy material, I highly recommend it. It's going to make it so much easier for you, especially if this is something you're just working on. And then for the little pieces, this is just a spandex, and I got all these from Joann's, of course, now that they're out of business. But if you just type in spandex or something. Also, if you go to like your thrift stores and things, if anybody gave up little leotards that they're not wearing anymore for gymnastics, you can use those as well, swimsuits, whatever. So that's another option. But so you're going to want like about a 6 by 6. If you have a stretchy fabric, you can get away with like about a 5 by 5. And then for the small balls, like the 1 inch ones, you want at least about a 3 by 3. All right, so now all we're going to do is we're going to take our styrofoam ball here, and then we're going to take our floral wire. This is an 18 gauge, and I'm just going to put some glue on the top of it there, and then I'm just going to put it in my styrofoam. And you want to do this before you wrap it. I just had to end my video before this one because I forgot to, and then you're going to have it like that, and you're not going to be able to get that wire through. So just trust me, you want to put the wire in ahead of time. Unless you find some other way that works for you, do it, but this is the best way for me. So now I'm just going to take all of my fabric around, and I'm just going to gather it. So I'm pulling it, and this is why having that stretchy fabric comes in handy, because you can just stretch it, and it's going to help to get out any of your creases. So I got it all gathered nice and tight, and now I'm just going to take my zip tie, and I'm just going to put it right up under my finger there. And I'm going to pull it tight like that, so it's on there like that. Now I'm not going to cut all of this fabric. I actually kind of want some of it on there, but I'm going to cut a lot of the bulk off. So you don't want it super bulky, but you still want to have some, because when you go to wrap it with your floral tape, you want to be able to have something to wrap it. Oops, you also want to cut your zip tie. You want to have something to kind of wrap. And if you left it with like not enough like that, you're not going to be able to wrap that little bit, and it's going to pop off the sides, and you don't want that. So you just kind of get rid of a little bit of your bulk, and it's still going to be bulky. I mean, there's no kind of getting around that. And then you're just going to take your floral tape, and then you're just going to wrap. And I wrap around where I had the zip tie a few times, just so it's not super sharp there. And then I'm going to start taking my floral tape, and I'm going to start going down and work my way down. I'm kind of pulling my fabric down as I'm wrapping my floral tape. And if you might have to go back around your with your floral tape, because of all that fabric, it's going to want to kind of like separate. So this one's pretty good. I think it's good. So that's what it's going to look like, all wrapped up. But like if it's separated and you could see the fabric, then you just go over it with one more piece of floral tape. And remember, you're pulling on your floral tape to activate it so it gets sticky. So this is going to be the top ball, and then we're going to have our little ones, and the same thing. We're going to take our floral wire, and this time I already cut it in half, so these are going to be Yeah, we'll just keep them in half. So these are just half of the floral wire. You can cut it smaller if you wanted to, if you didn't want them sticking out as much, because you don't really need all this wire, but it's okay. So I'm just going to put that in the center there. Let's just do the next one too. Put that in the center there. And again, now we're just going to take our fabric, and I kind of like to grab the corners first because it makes it a little easier, because they're going to be your longer pieces, and then I'll gather like the centers of each section. So these smaller ones are definitely going to be harder, so you might want to just work on using the like 2.5 inch just to get used to it. But I like that it's stretchy because again, you don't have to really worry too much. All right, now for this one, you could zip tie it if you want to, but because it's so small, the zip tie is going to make it really bulky. So I just gather all together and then I pinch it, and then I'm going to immediately just take my floral tape here, and then I'm going to start wrapping. You find the best option for you, whatever works the best for you. Like this is probably a little more advanced, but I don't like the bulk of the floor or the zip tie on the smaller ball. So I just like to do it this way, and then I'll just wrap it, and then I'll start going down. But this way is definitely a little more challenging. So you can definitely use your zip tie there if you want to, if you find it easier. So that's what that one's gonna look like. And then I'll do the last one, which is this green here. And definitely, if you're going to have the smaller ones, you definitely want to have a stretchy material if you're not going to zip tie it, because otherwise it's going to be really, really hard. Okay. So I just like to wrap it a few times right at the base, and then we start moving our way down. And again, I'm kind of pulling my fabric down as I'm going, because I don't want it to just stay in one spot and get really bulky. Then you're just going to wrap it till you can't see any more fabric. And then that's that one. So now to put them together, you would just take your smaller one here, then I take my other smaller one kind of on the side. So let's just put this one first. And you can also just have them individual too. Like especially if you're doing a little tabletop tree and you can't find like the colors that you want, then you can just have them individual and kind of put them around. But I kind of like them like this. And you can just kind of separate them if you want, or leave them how they are, doesn't matter. Just like that. Now if you were gonna continue, then like I did just another larger purple one and then a green one, and then you know, just have them all together like that. You could have like a bunch. It's up to you, whatever you're doing with them, but more than likely, especially if you're a wreath maker, because I see wreath makers, they cut them apart anyway. So you just decide how much that you want on one stem. But this is another fun little one where you can kind of customize it to the colors you want, because sometimes it's hard to find the picks and sprays of the colors that you really need. So this is a great option. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the new fun picks and stuff that I'm coming with. All right, bye.